what happens after we take our last breath? Where does the soul go? Does it linger, watching over the ones it loves? Or does it ascend, moving into the eternal unknown? This question has haunted mankind for centuries, but today I want to take you on a journey of hope, faith, and purpose. Because the truth is, the soul's journey is not just about death, but about life itself. Some believe the soul stays for a while, tied to the echoes of its existence. Others say it moves instantly, guided by divine hands. But one thing is certain, our impact on this world doesn't fade the moment we leave. The love we give, the lives we touch, and the energy we carry continue to ripple through time. So today, let's talk about the power of the soul, its purpose, its journey, and the eternal mark it leaves behind. The journey of the soul, beyond life and death. Imagine standing at the edge of a great ocean. The waves crash before you, endless and vast, disappearing into the horizon. Life is like this ocean, always moving, always flowing. And when our time comes, our soul is like a wave that rises high, only to merge back into something greater. But does it vanish completely? Or does it leave behind something powerful, something eternal? If that is true, then ask yourself this: what will your soul leave behind? What will be the energy you leave in this world? Will you live in a way that your soul's presence is felt even after you are gone? Will you love so deeply, give so freely, and inspire so powerfully that your soul's echo remains in the hearts of many? The greatest lesson we can learn from death is to truly embrace life, to be present, to love boldly, to forgive freely. Because in the end, we are not just flesh and bone, we are stories. We are memories, we are energy. And the more love, kindness, and wisdom we share, the longer our soul remains, even beyond time. So do not fear the journey of the soul. Instead, embrace it. Live in such a way that even when you are gone, your presence is still felt. Because the soul's journey is not about how long it stays, it's about how deeply it touches the world before it moves on. The soul's journey doesn't end at death. It transforms life as a fleeting moment, a breath of existence carried by time. The truth is, the soul does not simply disappear. It carries a weight of the love it has given, the lessons it has learned, and the mark it has left on the world. Some believe a soul remains on earth for a time, watching over loved ones, guiding them in unseen ways. Others say the soul ascends instantly, drawn to the place it was always meant to be. But one thing is certain: the soul is not bound by time. It exists in the hearts it has touched, in the stories that continue, in the whispers of the wind and the warmth of the sun. Think about the people you have loved and lost. Have they truly left you? Or do you still feel them in a song, in a scent, in a sudden feeling that they are near? The truth is, the soul's energy does not die. Science tells us that energy cannot be created or destroyed, it only transforms. And so, the love, the wisdom, the kindness of a soul continues long after the body is gone. But what happens when that breath fades? What happens when the heartbeat stills and the body returns to the earth? Does everything simply vanish into nothingness, or does something far greater take place? The truth is, the soul's journey does not end at death, it transforms, evolving into something beyond our human comprehension. Throughout history, across cultures and faiths, there has been an unshakable belief that the soul is eternal. Many believe that while the body is temporary, the soul is boundless, transcending the limits of flesh and time. Death is not a conclusion, it is a transition, a doorway into a new existence. A transformation into something greater than we can perceive with our earthly senses. Imagine a caterpillar inside its cocoon. To the outside world, it appears lifeless, still, as if nothing is happening. But within that shell, something miraculous is unfolding. The creature that once crawled on the ground is undergoing a transformation, breaking down everything it was to become something new. Then one day the cocoon breaks open, and out emerges a butterfly unrecognizable from its former self. free to soar to heights it never imagined. Death, in many ways, is the cocoon. It is not the end, but the moment of change. A shift from one form of existence to another. For those left behind, death feels like a loss, a separation that seems final. Grief is the price we pay for love, and losing someone feels like an unbearable void. But what if the soul does not leave us entirely? What if instead of being lost, it simply moves into a different state, one where its presence is no longer bound by physical form? Many who have lost loved ones speak of moments where they still feel them, in a sudden warmth, a familiar scent, a whisper in the wind. The connection of the soul cannot be broken by death. It only changes the way it is felt. Even science tells us that energy cannot be destroyed, it only transforms. If the soul is energy, if it is the very essence of life, then how could it cease to exist? It must go somewhere, take on a new form, continue its journey beyond what we can see. Some believe it ascends to a higher realm, returning to its divine origin. Others believe it remains close to the world it once knew, guiding, watching, protecting. But perhaps the greatest transformation is not just in where the soul goes, but in what it leaves behind. The lives it touched, the love it gave, the kindness it shared, those things do not die. They ripple through time, carried forward by those who remain. A soul that has lived with purpose, with love, with truth and imprint on the world that lasts far beyond a lifetime. So do not fear death. Do not see it as an end, but as a continuation of something greater. Because the soul's journey does not stop, it transforms, and in that transformation it becomes eternal. Love and energy are eternal. What we leave behind matters, life is fleeting. The days pass, the years blur, and before we know it, we stand at the crossroads of time, wondering what our existence has truly meant. In the grand scheme of the universe, our lives may seem like mere whispers, small and insignificant. But here's the truth. Love and energy are eternal, and what we leave behind matters more than we could ever imagine. The love alone is not enough. What truly matters is how we express it, how we share it, how we use it to leave something meaningful behind. Every action, every word, every moment of kindness has a ripple effect stretching beyond our own existence. The people we help, the wisdom we pass down, the kindness we show, they become part of a chain that never ends. Consider the greatest figures in history, those who changed the world not through wealth or power, but through the impact of their souls. Their energy did not fade with time. It grew, influencing countless lives even centuries later. A single act of love, a single moment of compassion can spark a chain reaction, creating waves of change that move through time, shaping futures we will never see. But it is not just grand gestures that matter. Sometimes the smallest things make the biggest difference. A kind word spoken to a stranger, a helping hand in a moment of need, a piece of wisdom shared with someone struggling, these things plant seeds that will grow long after we are gone. And so, we must ask ourselves, what kind of energy are we leaving in this world? Are we leaving behind love, wisdom, kindness? Or are we letting fear, anger, and regret define our legacy? The choice is ours. We may not control how long we live, but we can control what we give while we are here. When we understand that love and energy are eternal, we live differently. We cherish our relationships more deeply. We speak words that uplift instead of harm, and we make choices that reflect the kind of legacy we want to leave. Because in the end, it is not the material things we accumulate that matter. It is the love we have shared, the people we have helped, and the light we have brought into the world. So live fully, love deeply, give freely. Because when the body fades, the soul's energy continues, and what we leave behind will shape the world long after we are gone. Many believe the soul stays to watch over loved ones. The moment a person takes their last breath, a profound mystery unfolds. One that has fascinated, comforted, and even haunted humanity for centuries. What happens next? Where does the soul go? Is it an immediate transition into another realm, or does it linger, watching over those left behind. Across cultures, religions, and personal experiences, a powerful belief endures. The soul does not simply vanish. Many believe it stays, if only for a time, to protect, guide, and watch over loved ones. There is an unshakable sense deep within the human spirit that the bond between souls cannot be severed by death. Love, the purest and most powerful force, does not dissolve when the body ceases to function. It transcends, moving beyond the limits of time and space. This is why so many report feeling the presence of a lost loved one. Through a sudden warmth in an empty room, a whisper in the wind, a song playing at the perfect moment, or an inexplicable sense of peace during times of sorrow. Stories of spiritual encounters are countless. People who have lost parents, children, or close friends often share experiences of feeling watched over, of receiving signs that suggest their loved one is still near. Some speak of dreams so vivid they feel real. Dreams where their lost loved one speaks, reassures them, or even warns them of something important. Others describe objects moving, scents in the air that remind them of someone they've lost, or lights flickering as if responding to their emotions. The idea that souls remain close for a time is woven into the fabric of many religious and spiritual traditions. In Christianity, it is believed that the departed are aware of life on earth, sometimes interceding on behalf of the living. Catholicism acknowledges the concept of saints and souls in purgatory, still influencing the earthly world. In Judaism, the Kabbalah teaches that the soul lingers for a period after death before fully transitioning. Hinduism speaks of a soul's journey through different planes of existence, where it may visit loved ones in dreams. Indigenous cultures often embrace the belief that ancestors walk among the living, offering wisdom and protection. Beyond religious beliefs, even science is beginning to explore the mystery of consciousness beyond death. Near-death experiences, NDEs, reported by thousands of people across the globe, suggest that consciousness does not immediately dissipate when the body stops functioning. Many who have been clinically dead and revived describe floating above their bodies, seeing loved ones, and even witnessing events they could not have possibly seen with physical eyes. Could this be evidence that the soul remains for a time before moving on? But why would a soul stay? The answer may lie in love, unfinished business, or the need to help those still grieving. When someone passes unexpectedly, or when loved ones are left in deep sorrow, many believe the soul lingers to provide comfort. Some think that spirits wait until their loved ones are ready to move forward before transitioning to the next realm. Others believe souls stay to complete something they left unfinished, ensuring their guidance is felt until their purpose is fulfilled. There is a profound comfort in knowing that death is not the end of connection. Even if we cannot see or touch our loved ones in the same way, their presence can still be felt. Their lessons live on in our hearts. Their love continues in the way we treat others, and their guidance manifests in ways both subtle and extraordinary. So if you have ever felt the presence of someone who has passed, if you have sensed an unexplainable warmth or a comforting whisper in your heart, know this: love does not leave. The soul, powerful and eternal, may very well be watching over you, ensuring you are never truly alone.